Hey everybody, welcome back to the Financial Lit Podcast. Today we're going to speak about owning what you rent and renting where you live. Let's get into it. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, is your house an asset or is it a liability? Well, if you live in it and you're paying a mortgage and it's not paying you any money, sorry, that's a liability. That's not technically an asset. Assets got to be cash flow and bring money into you. So how do you make your house an asset instead of a liability? It's a very simple concept, and you might have heard of it before. You need to own what you rent. And what I mean by that is, if I own that piece of real estate, I'm going to put somebody in it and rent it out to them so that they can pay the mortgage plus a little bit of cash flow to me so I can get that mortgage paid off as fast as possible. Meanwhile, I'll be living in wherever I'm renting. I'll rent this place because I'm only using this space for a little bit. I don't really need this long term. This is just me living day to day. You don't spend most of your time inside your home anyways. A lot of your time is spent with family, at work, normal things that you like to do to entertain yourself. And you spend some time at home, but not a great portion of the time, most people. So what we do is we try to show you, how can you take that sunken cost of a mortgage that's sitting there, not cash flowing, and turn it into something that's cash flowing for you? Take that liability, make it an asset. Well, the first thing to do is go get a house or an apartment and rent it. Live in it, rent it. And then the house that you own currently, have a mortgage in, rent it out. Now, once that mortgage is paid off, you have an asset that's sitting there cash flowing every single month that renter is paying you to live in your home. After the mortgage is done, that's just going straight to your bottom line, right? That is reoccurring revenue that's sitting there. You've already had this asset, it's up and running, it's cash flowing, and you're good to go. You can move on to the next asset. Now, do you have the wealth, the time, the talent, the resources to do this on your own? You might. And if you do, by all means, go do it. But most people that I've come to find out don't have time, talent, resources, or the ability to just do this on their own. So what we have done is we've taken this from an investment model where it's all about yourself, you doing it by yourself, for yourself, holding yourself out for taxation for the cash flow that comes back. We're not doing that. We're actually cooperatively vesting together all of our resources, pulling them together in syndication so we can acquire some real estate that cash flows. We'll put renters in that. They will pay off the mortgage for us, and then we will get remitted cash flow back to the syndication in equal part that you put up to help us get that thing going. If we needed, for example, $100,000 on a down payment to get a piece of real estate from the bank, and you put up $10,000, well, you now own 10% of the cash flow of that acquisition for the lifetime that the trust owns that acquisition. It's awesome. And what's even better is all the cash flow that gets remitted back from that acquisition goes into your IVA account, which is cold hard silver, right? It's an ICO, which is a digital representation of silver. That's outside of taxable interest and jurisdiction. It's Article Section 26, 508C1A of the tax code puts us right outside their purview. And because we use gold and silver, Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution defines what real money is. So, we have our bases covered. We're an ecclesiastical trust, and we can syndicate here. So if this is speaking to you, if you want to do this, if you think that you can get in a vehicle with us where we can pool our money together and then start getting this cash flow back remitted to us, then get in my inbox. I'd love to. We're really, 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 really close to a strike right now. The real estate market in Georgia is just going crazy. There's 500-600 new units back on the market in the last week or so, which means banks are foreclosing on a lot of people, unfortunately, but what does that mean for us? That means that there's going to be cheap real estate on the market for us to go acquire. Not only is it cheap, we can syndicate it and offset our risk and hedge our bet a little bit better. So, like I said, if this is resonating with you guys, get in my inbox. I love you. Till next time, let's get it.